This Levi Ruth the Dragon Slayer, suited for you. Big respect.
Nah, that's turn it down to
individual words.
Yeah,
Do you
that's
get me? Like more personality, more.
Oh,
you play on messages, innit?
yeah. I hate iMessage, man. It keeps doing this.
Into each individual words. Do you get me? Like more personality, more everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Listen, look, we were built in a day and we man nigga roll back and roll to the rave. We don't care what you think or say, you don't know work, so don't try and get brave. Back then, was reply was clear, been putting in the work, now she thinks I'll cave. Zuko, they see it on stage, shelling with a fam, don't wav, no wave. You know when we step into the function, step to the rave, got a glass in my hand. We're from the south and we ain't from junction, and loving our bars, it was all in the plan. I know with your ex, you are punching, you ain't gotta look far to see a new man. I Spice just got a new munch, and you ain't going far, you be staying as a fan.
I'm out with the soldiers, problem solvers, out with the bros, not Craig or Jonas. Listen to what Zuko done told us, active, never lazy, no jokers, joking about and joking around. Back them times my man was on focus, hocus pocus, jump on sofas, hosting shows and signing posters.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
Thank you very much.
Let's do it, man. Right. Who wants to start, man? I want to know everything about it, the whole build up to it. Obviously, you said you produced it. What was the... Did you know it was going to be that vibe straight away?
No, because I actually, with the track itself, I recorded like a song for it. The song was whack. It didn't hit like how I was supposed to, but I knew the beat was hard. And me and Zuko's known each other now, like 2 years. Literally speaking like this, and we always like we need to work, whatever. So we had a session at the Never Rated yard. Never Rated is obviously like a collective. What are you saying? What's Never Rated, Zooks?
Yeah, Never Rated is a collective of 5 members. There's me, Omar Plus, Nori, Anik, and Tebby TV. Tebby TV is a DJ. The rest of us are all artists. So yeah, we have a crib up in London, and yeah, we got a session there a couple times a week. You know what I'm saying? Whenever we need to make music or whatever the man done over. And I think we had a different beat initially.
Yeah.
So I shouted Rome, we're gonna start working on the track because I met Rome in 2021. And he was actually Bridges was one of my G's from back in South. So I was like, right, a family thing. I need to work
Makes
on that
sense.
track. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a thing where it's like we had a different beat which you also produced.
No, it was your other guy.
Oh, Sweat.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was.
so
It
he
was.
made that one.
Yeah. It was one of my other G's. Yeah. And I wasn't really like it was all right at the time. Like it was the same bars and we wrote initially to that beat, and I wasn't really feeling it. Like I was thinking. It was good, but it wasn't what me and Rome were capable of.
Yeah, it needed to be perfect. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm a perfectionist, so it's like if I'm gonna release something, it's got to make sense artistically, and it's also got to be. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean? It's got to be a track. It's got to be worthwhile putting out to the public. So then you came to me with the other track.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well.
Yeah. So literally from that, because obviously I was really, I've been wanting to work with Zuko for a minute. Like from the moment I met him, I was like, I wanted to work with Zuko. And I was like kind of put down, like we didn't really get what we wanted to do in the session. Kind of had this like half idea, but it wasn't really like what I was supposed to do. So with that beat, what we just heard, I was like, let me get because obviously I recorded it, I engineered because I can kind of basic engineer. So I had the just the vocals. So I put the vocals onto like the beat itself. It's hella like high pitched, but it's like kind of decent. So I sent it to Zuko, and the first thing he was like to me is like, "Did you picture my voice?" I was like, "Yeah, I did." I was thinking, "Oh, he's not gonna like it. Like he's gonna hate it." He's like, "Nah, bro, I'm messing with it still."
Yeah.
So I'm like, cool, bit of it. So literally, we had another session. I went straight to the yard, brought all my microphone, everything. We just recorded straight in, and I think that was it, pretty much. Like, the whole concept.
So were you like, as far as like seeing what the song was gonna do? You've got parts where like the beat cuts out, then on the beat drops, you've got the water drop sound effects, and that was you like constructing most of that.
You know what it is, yeah, because the beat was there, but when Zuko laid like his verse on it and whatever, like Zuko likes like you know a Zuko kind of type beat, so like it's with the drums, just the t, and this kind of was the reason why it worked so well is because if you listen to a lot of Zuko stuff, there's a lot of samples, a lot of kind of classical samples. So there's like an older sample, like a Polish sample.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like some sort of like
Cool. I like that.
Yeah,
it's like some sort of like Polish choir.
Yeah,
Isn't it,
it's
really?
literally so it stands for under. It's called Pod Padugomi. I probably butchered that. A parrot. It's like a Polish saying.
Okay.
So I did that, and like I said, I listened to like a lot of Zuko's music. So like I listened to the production. So I'm like, okay, he's got like this, he's got that, he's got that.
Trying to work with his flow as well.
100%. Because prior to that, I made a lot of beats and I want Zuko type beats. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, and I'm not to say that Zuko can only do the one thing, but
But you want him to sound best. Like bro, come on, man.
Exactly,
You've got yours
exactly.
as well. I'm
You
sure
wanna
you
bring
have
out
like
the artistry
a hundo,
properly, do you know what I'm saying?
literally.
Yeah.
So in going with that, what you're saying with Zuko. So for example, there's certain things where when we did a second session again just to touch up on some of the verses, and I put like a bit more percussion because he likes the flow to kind of just sound. It just made sense. Like literally, like it was the thing where he told me what to do. I told him what to do, in terms of the concept of the track. Like I was saying, do this kind of take, like with the, you do that kind of take.
Because I don't normally like taking advice on my flow or my bars unless I highly trust the person and they know my process. Do you get me? Because it's like realistically, I know my artistry. If I'm going to take advice from someone, I want to make sure that they know where they're coming from in terms of my artistry and also in terms of just general wisdom and respect to things. You get me? So when he told me there was a part in the song, he was like, "You gotta like, I don't know, stretch out the end of the I don't know, the end of the word."
Yeah.
Do you get me? So
Like,
it's like, at the end instead of just ending it and having a little gap there. So then I was like, bro, I don't even know how I can rap that. It sounded better unnatural rapping it.
But once
But
you've
then-
done your bit and it's all like working.
That's what I'm saying. It
Yeah.
connected and them things there, and that's why I was like, Rome is the best person. Is a very good person to work with because you can have like an open communication, you can have an open dialogue, and that's what this song has been. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously it's called Never Built in a Day. His things, we weren't built in a day. Obviously, man's active, never lazy.
Never really,
Do you get me? Never rating and them things there. So it's kind of like a fusion of the two. But in that same respect, it was the same where it's like we really worked to get to that concept because initially, like if you heard the initial track, it was nothing like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's an open dialogue.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's good because it's like it's weird how people would do like EPs, albums and stuff, but they won't call it a project, and then someone calls it a project, and like you know when something's a project.
That's what I'm saying.
And this, even though it's a single, it feels like a project because it's like
appreciate that.
you've done. You can tell like there's a lot of thought gone into it. Even your bars, you're talking about. We weren't built in a day. I'm with. Like, do you know what I mean? And you're like active, never lazy, and stuff like that. So you're both like crossing over.
Yeah.
It's almost like the two sides of what come together. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Done.
Homage, definitely.
Yeah, man.
It's just
Standard.
like, we just say like I feel like the song's just nice because even like the back to back, how the flow is because it's not like a standard like you do 16 bars, I do 16 bars. It's like 8 bars, 8 bars, 4 bars, 4 bars, whatever.
Yeah.
But it just blends our both our styles I think perfectly. I would say
Yeah,
so.
man.
Yeah,
And even with the beat, like you made it as a Rome type beat, but then you've also added percussion. You've added the time for you to stretch out the words. You've pitched it up. Like it's also, yeah, man. Everything just seems to make sense.
Yeah,
like
both styles complement each other nicely. Like you can tell it's good mixed together.
you're both playing off yours is
I
like
appreciate that.
yours is strengths. You've basically it feels like you've almost wrote them both down and then just put it all into one. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think one thing that's definitely interesting to say with that is the fact that like I think when we first had a session, we didn't really know each other too well.
yeah,
That's the thing as well. Like we come in like when I first met Zuko, it was like after a Lancy show, Lancy Fo show, and like we said we're gonna work, and we always said we're gonna work, but like I feel like for me and probably Zuko, you're the same. You probably make the best music when you're with someone you actually kind of know them.
100%.
And like literally like the last. Like we just me and Zuko just talk now. Like we don't. I can't lie to you. There's another thing I'll be like, oh, let's work. Like we just talk. Like literally on the way here, just talking about everything, everything, and it just helps because then you have more of an understanding for a person. Jokes, you're more comfortable around them, and then just allow
be yourself. Yeah, especially when it brings out the true version itself. If your true version is successful, then you're only gonna be successful.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because even with Rome, like I think normally when I make songs with people and I have like a very that good established relationship with them, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was literally like I known my brethren that introduced me to him for years. So I was like, right, this is someone to take seriously because my brethren's saying, yeah, you need to chat to him, or whatever. And then every time I'm meeting him, the energy is just it's just right. Because obviously there's there people I'm trying to work with and them things there, and people are like, oh yeah, let me shout at you, but the energy from what Rome was given was like, let's work. Like
Even man,
you know what I'm saying?
like even when I first met you, we didn't really talk much. But I know from Rome, like me and you bust jokes about a couple things. But straight away it was like I'd known you. Do you know what I mean? It was like,
for real.
and we were just joking about. But yeah, man, like it's good to see, and congratulations to you both. Like, I can tell you both put a lot of time into this, man.
you,
I
So
appreciate it.
yeah.
a whole rollout,
Respect, man.
music videos.
I see you've been recording it.
Yeah, so literally that's on Zuko and the team with Dot and Wife Not Wave, Chaos.
Yeah,
everybody.
shout out them for real. Appreciate every time.
We got to perform it on Bellamy.
That's
so,
what I was about to ask. Yeah,
so it's for me like I've done rollouts before. This probably like this has been a very solid rollout in terms of just everything. This everything, opportunities that we've had just to speak about the song and just get out there, like just play it. You know what I mean?
Do you think it feels like almost like you've reached like another level? Like it seems for you like you're used to like doing this because you're surrounded by with obviously the crew. But Rome, I know you've done a lot of singles. So for you, it's a lot of been like your marketing, your promotion has been you doing it. But do you both feel like now colliding both your skills, like when you've had the Bellamy and everything seems to like work out for time? Do you feel like now, okay, we've actually like upped the bar now? Like this is how it needs to be.
I think I'm always thinking that in terms of everything. Like I think like I always try to think like everything that I'm doing, I think I don't want it to go to waste. Like I want something to come from this. And I think in working with Rome, like I've had a lot of singles this year where it's just like I wanted to attack a certain audience or a certain demographic. Because like last year, all my songs were really quite intense and they're quite cinematic and big. I was like, right, I want to take it down a step. I want to make it a bit more like chilled out songs that a lot more people can enjoy. And when it's come to Rome now, I'm like, right, I got one more track for the year. How do I want to end it? And I'm like, I might as well end it with a bang, something less chill, something with someone like a rapper that people might not expect, but when they see it, it will make sense. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like if I'm collabing with Simon or Nori, shout out them by the way, my brethren.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's almost expected.
Exactly.
Like,
it's almost an expectation. But with Rome, I wanted to end the year like, bow. Here's a video. Here's a mad little concept based on both of our kind of ideologies. And let's see where it goes. Do you know what I'm saying?
we had Lucas Santa Maria on, and I remember it's something he said about he works with James C a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, man, I see you always in the studio, and he's like, well, it's mostly because with the Spotify algorithm, people that listen to him listen to us, and I'm sure that's the same with you two. Even with a sense like all of us really, like we're all like you've got used to, you've got Kush, obviously everyone, like Posy and everyone, you've got Saboed, like all of these people. If you listen to one, you normally listen. Do you know what I mean? Because we're all promoting. So even though they would have expected it with saying. Obviously, they wouldn't expect it with Warren, but they're still going to know of Warren. So they'll be like, oh, do you know what I mean?
That's
So
exactly what I wanted to do, because I feel like it's just like, for me, it's like a culmination of everything I've been doing for the last year. And it's like, right, I can now focus on the mixtape and the other projects I've got in the works. And I think like, yeah, it's now like time, right, here's the singles, and here's one that's like solid, with another solid rapper that you wouldn't normally expect. We haven't worked together, just to give them something nice before we work on something else. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for me, it's always leveling up, and it's also showing love to my South roots, because you know what I'm saying, we're both from South, and that's always, do you get me? And that's always a nice thing to do, because it's been a family, and then working with the .waf team and working with the Bellamy team, it's been a blessing. You know
how did that come about? Obviously, I've been in contact with Bellamy about, I don't know if you saw RTW do the Bellamy one, with Sench and stuff. Yeah. I sent him an email and I was like, look, don't take this at all serious. I don't even mind if you don't reply. I'm sending this email now. So when I shout you in a year or two's time, I can say this is when I've been interested from. I want to get a suited for you sort of team on there. And have maybe even you guys, you know what I mean? And just have every sort of rapper that I've had on as a guest go in there, bash it out.
That'll be hard.
But yeah, that's what I think, bro. I'm thinking like, I want to do this as like we are literally all doing this together. Like we're all doing the same stuff. Like if you do something, I'm a point. If you do you know what I mean? And it's all like
that's what I love about
just trying to elevate.
Scene, do you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people, like some people won't really talk too well of the underground scene, but in my experience, it's just everyone's a family. Do you know what I mean? And then you'll know one person who knows another person who's in a part of another family, and that will just be extended. Like, say I'm in Never Rated, yeah. Simon's in that community. Like I know all of them man there, and we will have really good relationships. And I can say, yeah, that's the family as well. I'm not necessarily in their community or in that collective, but it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the same love as in Never Rated. It's the same with .wav. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm going to one Bellamy session, I'm talking to like everyone there, and it's just a network, and it's just an amalgamation, because we all love what we're doing. Do you know what I mean? So I think with the Bellamy thing, yeah, as long as you're trying to keep doing it and you're about it, things will just happen.
Yeah,
you know
if I'd say a lot of that as well is to do with what you're rapping about. Like you see in drill, everyone's hating each other, and it's all like picking sides and shit. Because what you're rapping about isn't exactly like, oh hi, I'm the guy that said I'm gonna ching someone up. Do you know what I mean? No, you lot are just the guy saying you're lit and you're living your life.
Yeah, man. I think it's mad with music, because obviously even with drill, I think drill has a. Because I see what you're saying, but I think it has obviously a bad representation, a reputation, because of what they're talking about. Obviously, that's their experience when you hear drill rappers talking about that. So I think it's good to give them man like highlights when you're talking, like highlight them man, and bring them out of those kind of situations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But then for us, man, we were making a little bit different music, but still kind of taking from similar inspirations. I just think it's a beautiful thing that you can have different people from different backgrounds, different environments, and you can talk about your reality, and that will resonate with people as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Because obviously the drill man, and you know, I know a couple drill rappers and them things there, and they're talking about their experience and their reality, and it's like that's better than staying in the streets or you know what I'm saying?
Standard. Yeah, I think that like it's a lot more approachable.
Yeah,
like there's a lot more. What I'm saying is that there's a lot more community going on in the underground rap.
Oh, 100%.
Like way more. Like everyone's just showing love to each other.
Yeah.
Like we saw at the show. Like in the green room, everyone's just bouncing off each other. Like
That's what I'm saying.
talking to people they ain't met, and it's so good to see, man. But yeah, with the Bellamy, like how did that sort of come about? Was it more of like a decide and do it, or
literally that was very, very quick because we were gonna do. I mean, Rome can definitely speak on this as well. Because we wanted to do an idea for the music video where we were going. Obviously, we're not going to talk too much on it.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to give it too many spoilers. Go watch it if it is. I don't know if it will be out already by the time this is out. But we had an idea to go to the show by the end of the video.
If it is, by the way, links in the description.
My guy.
Go stream that.
Go stream that. Go watch that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we had a little narrative where we end up at a show, and we kind of last minute changed it to Bellamy because we knew. Because Dotwive was obviously doing the video. They had a set at Bellamy, so like we just put 2 and 2 together. And I think Rome hadn't been to Bellamy at that time.
Okay.
So that was his first time there, and I was like, yeah, we need to.
It's in Peckham, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like, we need to bring Rome Shure and get him in there. You know what I'm saying?
Big up for that because, when that was the time, I remember when Zuko told me, he's like, let's do this, and like my face, like when I compute stuff, it's kind of. I look angry maybe or like
I wasn't sure if you were messing with it.
Yeah. No, that's just my face. It takes me time. I'm like okay, cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but also in the face of like, should I ban this guy? Right?
No, obviously like when you're set with a plan, because obviously we had a whole like with the treatment and everything. We discussed it, had like a rough idea. But I can't actually. Zuko's idea was great. It was actually like I kept telling us like, bro, you're actually a genius for this idea.
Well, it's what Cinch and Dave done, isn't it? They done the RTW records, and a week later dropped them little joint EP.
Yeah.
So it does make sense.
Yeah, no, it literally like I said, the rollout it's beautiful, because then, like because I don't think we fully like because we got the song there, and when everything comes out, then we're gonna promote it through that as well and everything. It just all makes sense and yeah, like love the opportunity for Zuko to bring me through, and shout out to obviously Kieran as well, because I've never been. That's one of my dreams is to be like, I want to have a Bellamy set. And, you know, like
you got your little like head nod in there.
Yeah,
as well,
of course, man.
like,
I ain't gonna lie. Like, I was like in my room because like the Bellamy camera's like up here.
Yeah.
I had a microphone. And I was just like pretending to rap, like because obviously like for me that's always been a dream, and like Zuko gave me an opportunity, and like shout out to everybody. So like it just everything. The thing is, everything with this has been so natural. Everything has made sense. Nothing's been forced. Like the whole process, everything, because it's just like from the beginning of the track, from like we said, where we had the bad idea to now we're here, like with you, like doing this. Like it all came from just that. Yeah, that's literally it. Because like if that song was never made, we wouldn't be here. Like,
it was. Yeah, it all feels natural. Like I don't even know half the stuff that you've prepared for this song. But even with you, we were just meant to be booked in, just me and you.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, look, we're doing something with Zuko. Let's get it done.
Yeah. No,
and then this can be something you like. You reference back. Do you know what I mean? When you drop the EP and you're like, drop the EP, drop the song, and someone's like, oh, like with the making of the track, and then you can be like, oh, I spoke about it. Do you know what I mean? And they're all like, it all just makes sense.
It's interconnected, and it's a thing where it's like that's what I mean. It's for me, it's always a natural thing. Do you know what I mean? I always want it to be an organic thing, and even for me, like realistic, I don't like. If I'll be honest, I don't really like doing too many podcasts. So I remember when I came to Posse's show and I saw your thing, I was like, rah. I probably respected it because I can see that you've got your own innovation going on. Do you get me? Like you got a whole suit here and you're dedicated to the look and the aesthetic, and that's something I really actually have high respect for. And I remember talking to him, he was like, oh, he wants to bring you on. Because I remember when you messaged me, I was contemplating it, but I didn't really know what I would think of, what I would talk about at that time. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, if I'm going to do a podcast, I want to have something to say. I don't want just to be on there chatting. Do you know what I mean? I want to have something that people would actually take in. Do you get me? And so when Rome...
Yeah, like reason behind it, like a motive.
Do you get me? I don't want to just turn up to the podcast and start chatting away. Like
talking about songs you've past released and shit like that. You want it to be like, this is what's coming.
What I mean? I don't want to waste like your time or the viewers' time. Do you know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me contemplate it, let me have a think. And then Rome was like, yo, let's do this. And I have to appreciate both of you for the opportunity. But yeah, but it's being completely natural. You know what I'm saying? Because
Just fell
obviously,
into place.
exactly. Even with yourself, like I recognize you because I was like, oh, you took a photo of me at this show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? And I was like, it's just all natural. It's the same thing what you were saying about the underground. Like everyone's a family. Everyone integrates with everyone. And like it's a point where it's like if I need to work with someone now, I can just ask one of my G's, be like, yo, do you know this person? Be like, yeah, let's get connected. Let's do something. And then next week we got a studio session and we're all working together. And it's like a year ago this wouldn't have been possible. Do you know what I mean? But like when you put in the work on your own thing and you just keep stacking the pieces and putting everything together, eventually you get to the point where you just got a community around you.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
And a good community as well because they've been through, like they've been with you in the experience of this song dropping. Do you know Dali? Do you know Dali?
So it sounds bare familiar.
Probably you probably would know his face or so. Do you know like Magnum Sipper?
Yeah.
He was on earlier and we were talking about underground rap and I was saying, man, they need to do some more events, bro. Like we need to just do like, it's because it's so much of it's so like it's not really in the limelight yet. But we need to get some more events sorted, man, because it's good to see everyone together.
I feel like when me and Jude are in London and we look for an event, it's always that type of event, the underground rap scene. Because I feel like one thing that we notice is like, you guys put each other on, like it is genuinely a community. Like there's so much hatred in the industry, especially when it comes like maybe in the underground rap scene too.
Yeah.
But more so other like this whole rap beef thing with you guys is just like, oh yeah, that's my bro. I'll put him onto this. He can put me onto that. He knows this person. Will do that for me. Like it's so good. It's just love. It's so good.
No, defo. I think on that, I feel like there's the one thing is it's like it's bigger than you think it is. It's like because when I first got into it, it's like wow, like Zuko be saying so many names. I'm like, yo, is it who? Yeah. But like he put me on, but I'm like, cool, it's this person and it's this person. Like it's a small scene, but yet again, it's so wham, like
yeah. Like when you get into it,
when you actually break it down and get into it, like there's you say underground, but like underground is like saying rap music because like there's so many different forms of rap music. Like you've got trap, you've got drill, you've got grime, you've got whatever. Like in the UK underground, you've got like drill, you've got Jersey, you've got like chill, you've got plug, like there's
everything.
Literally,
you know what I mean?
like it's actually like because like for example like if you look like the names of like Lancey Foe and then like the name of like Saint, they're different.
Yeah, they're completely. Yeah, but they're both.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like yeah.
But I think that's why it makes it so beautiful because it's like we're putting each other on because we realise that we're also unique, so we can actually help each other out in that fact. Like if we're different, we need to celebrate our differences and then maybe like conjoin the differences if that makes sense. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's like the beat you done used to song on. Roman wouldn't have done that by himself. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure you wouldn't have either because it's not a Zuko type beat. It's not a Rome type beat. It's a Zuko X Rome type beat.
Do you get me? It's an amalgamation of both of them. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's a beautiful thing because in collaboration and in celebrating your differences, you can get to a point where it's like, right, I didn't even know this thing was possible.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, especially in the like I can talk about the process of this song, like if Rome, for one thing, if Rome wasn't the kind of character he is in terms of like always like listening to criticism, always ready to work, always like thinking, how do I get better? How do I develop? After the first draft, I probably wouldn't have been like, oh, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? But Rome was like proper, always there, always ready to work, always ready to develop things. So it was inspiring for me because I was like, and that's how it is for the rest of the scene. Like I can say the same for Never Rated and working with Simon as well. Like when I hear he's got an idea, and I'm just like, let's just go. Like I'm inspired that you want to work with me, and then we're all doing this together because we're all completely different artists. But the fact that we can make this thing, like make this all work in one thing, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? That's kind of why I live for. So I think that's a celebration of that. Do you know what I'm saying?
I can imagine, you're the type of guy that gets like excited when something goes wrong. Like I can imagine you're like, yeah, man, now we need to do this.
Yeah, I mean, I've just got energy. Like I feel like as I get a bit older, I've calmed down, but like I've always just been energy based. Like I'm always like that kid is just like, yeah. Like,
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Like when, like I said, like, I give a say to Zuko, like the first time I met him, like I just started rapping. Like, bro, just imagine I come to you and be like, yo, bro, no. Bro, like, but because I was like, in my head, I know I'm good, but just no one knows me.
Yeah,
you know, it's I have a bar as a freestyle. Like one of my bars is like, everyone knows I'm the hardest, but the hardest thing is everyone know about me. And it's like, everyone, like, people might know, like, my friends and family might know I'm hard, but, like, I need to know, can my man see me, be like, yo, I know you,
you're harder, right?
So, like, I literally, that's just how I am, like, you know, but, like, I'm on that, because me and Zeus were talking in the car, I'm half and half, because I have that kind of impulse about me, I'll just go like that, but also I kind of study, so, like, I was saying to Zeus, I was like, yeah, I was watching bare Zuko stuff, like, was watching his community, Zuko's community center, and I was watching like, how he performed, and he didn't even know this. He didn't know how much like he's actually inspiring me, to how he performs and how he does that, and whatever. Same with you, bro. I don't like. I watched all your podcasts. I see what you do. Like I mess with, like I actually mess with you heavy because I was saying I was watching for you in the car. I was like, shoot him because like the questions that you've asked, no matter what guest you have, whether that be like the Costa Kid or whether that was Pos or JMC, all the questions that you ask are all relevant to the person in terms of whether that's their age, whether that's their background. Like honestly, you're great. Like honestly, that's why I mess with. Yeah, no, literally, he gets it. Like I even look at your Instagram, it's like you get it. Like when you had the whole you had the whole pink fit, the Cortez pink fit. I'm like, you get it because you're capitalizing off the hype of what was that whole thing. You know, when Dave was wearing it, the Cortez thing, whatever. I saw Clinton like that picture, whatever. Like me, I also like I pre things hard and I try to like evaluate and break it down. So like yourself, bro, like you're sick. Like even the whole suit thing, hard. Because again, it's something that's iconic. You don't see a man with a pink suit.
Yeah,
with Balenci's.
That's not on camera, G. What you trying to say?
but that's the thing, though. It's like
I know
everything that you are and have, you bring. Same with Zuko. It's like you guys are great, and I just feel honoured and blessed when I get to work with guys like you.
Come on, man.
Honestly.
Same here, bro. Same here.
Do you know what I mean?
Come on,
It's not for real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But fuck yeah, it's just like it's the characters, isn't it? It's the characters we play. Like we've got our, and not in the sense of that it's not real. Like this is us. I'm not wearing this because I have to. Do you know what I mean? This, I literally I wear a suit 5 days a week because I feel comfortable in a suit. Like that's just I wore one to the show. Obviously, like, do you know what I mean? I wear one because that's what I like to do. But instead of me just being like and then waiting for someone to ask, or just wearing it, fuck it, capitalize on it. You're Rome. Do you know what I mean? You've got Rome shirts. You've got your whole thing. Like you've got we weren't built in a day. You're not just saying that once, or you're not just saying it to yourself in your room. Fuck it, that's going in every song. I'm captioning it. Like that's what you like. You need to be that guy. That's not just that's my man. You need to be that guy that's my man with the da-da-da. That's my man that wears the suit. That's my, do you know what I mean? That's Zuko Roseman. That's keep going Zuko, always wearing that shirt. Do you know what I mean? You need to be that guy like that is known for that thing because like there's so many people doing stuff nowadays, bro. You've got to be different from the rest. And sometimes like bars just ain't enough. Like used to are talent, but you're still not going viral because there's so many people doing it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then once you go viral, then people start thinking, right, like how did I not know about these guys before?
That's what I'm saying. You got to build the foundation anyway. Like virality is not really something I'm kind of chasing for in a sense, in as much as like building that foundation,
100,
making that real music that people connect with, and then eventually when that virality does come, or if it does in whatever sense, then people will see, oh right, he's got this discography that I can resonate with. He's got this artistry that I can resonate with that he's built up as a foundation. Do you get me? So I'm never really that bothered as long as I'm putting in the work, as long as I know where I'm going to some extent, and I know that I love what I'm doing with the people I love. That's good.
Stand
You know what I'm saying?
Stay true to yourself, man.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what they did with the suits. That's why I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because as you said, you're in it 5 days a week. Why not capitalize on it? Why not have a fucking
suit for you, man?
Podcast.
You
know what I'm
I've
saying?
got a question to ask you.
Go on.
With you, do you feel like is there a difference between Jude that's podcasting, that's here at events and representing yourself and the brand suited for you, and Jude that's at work and every day? Like, is there a difference? Would you say there's a difference, or is it just still the same?
Yeah, I really struggle to talk to people that I don't find interesting, and I feel like there's a lot of people that I don't find interesting that I have to be surrounded by. Which obviously I'm trying to do more and more. Yeah, you're right, because it's even like, do you think you would rap the same if you're on a song with different people? Like, I suppose you've got to sort of like change to a certain extent. The same way I'm sure you don't talk to me like you do to your mum. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it is. So, yeah, I'd say so. I think, yeah, I don't talk at work. I just have headphones. I work in an office, so the digital marketing, so social media, and I have headphones on all day. Watching podcasts. I watch Joe Rogan all the time. Literally, man, all day, every day. But
those are the times you remember. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
When this thing is your main source of income and your life, through and through. You'll remember in those times where you're watching it, like watching Joe Rogan throughout your other shifts. And
and me watching Joe Rogan is the exact same as you watching my man perform and my podcast. It's just studying.
Yes,
Like,
100.
I'm sure, bro. I'm sure you do the same. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen. Even when you listen, I'm sure since you started rapping, you listen to music in a completely different way.
100%.
Where you're like
Literally,
listening for tips in a way. You're
Yeah.
delivery. You know how you're riding the
cadence,
beat.
flows,
Yeah.
like what they're talking about, the relevancy of it, like the concept, like how the song is written. Like everyone can teach you something, and I feel like a lot of artists have an egotistical problem where they're thinking I'm the coldest and like no one else can touch me. And even if you are at the top of your game, you can learn from everyone. Do you get me? Like you can learn from every single person in the room, even if like they've got one monthly listener. If you're stupid enough to care about monthly listeners, like. Do you know what I'm saying? There's talented people who haven't even had one show. There's talented people who haven't had a song released and they could win a Grammy with their talent. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I see what you're saying with like only finding interesting people, like giving them the time of day. But like I think that's something I'm trying to work out as well. Like you don't really know who's interesting sometimes
until you give them a chance.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying? Until you give them a chance sometimes. But I do hear it. Because I think when you talk to someone who doesn't get it, it's very isolating.
Yeah, that's what I
Do you see
mean.
what I'm saying?
More people I can tell when someone's gonna be. If it's the type of person where I'm gonna say yeah, and they say what do you do? I say I do a podcast.
Yeah.
If they're the type of person that has any sort of negative feeling, closed off feeling, don't
Yeah.
think that they're gonna be interested in me as much as I'm gonna be interested in them.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
You
More
want
of like
someone who's
people.
open-minded.
That's what
You
I'm
know what I'm
saying,
saying? You
yeah.
want someone who's open to that world and ready to take that in and you know what I'm
100.
saying? Yeah, understand.
With that, sorry to sort you.
Yeah, go on.
That's interesting because I watched this YouTube video about like, no, it was actually just I think it was YouTube Shorts about someone's interested why someone disagrees with you. So for example, say that the guy is like, you do a podcast, and it's like, you do a podcast, like a hater, right? I find it interesting because the guy was saying like, but why do they not like you doing a podcast? And find out the reason as to why. So it's like, so we always, we speak, like you say like someone's interesting because they have maybe like-minded things like you. It's maybe sometimes even more interesting to find someone who has a complete different aspect or like complex of life to you. So why does he feel like, why is he hating on your podcast thing?
And then sort of like reverse engineer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then you can kind of control the conversation or control that interaction. Be like, okay, I hear that. So like, why are you not? Like, you're not really a fan of podcasts, and they can tell you that, and then you can make something who's not interested become interested by being interested in them. You see what I'm trying to say? In a way?
So then, and I suppose that person that is like a hater stereotypically is probably like a type of person. So if I can understand why them type of people don't like it, then if I not change as such, but if I word things different way and approach it a different way, I can then get them type of people.
This is the thing, you can get them on board, you can have a conversation with them, because I feel like it's always, if everyone was like always on board with everything, life would be boring. And like you always have to have haters, you have to have people who disagree with you. But like understand as to why do they disagree with us? Because then what's the reason for that, to understand that. That's what the YouTube short was saying. I think it was like, was it Joe Rogan was talking about it or something?
Probably.
Yeah,
most likely,
probably so.
yeah.
It was definitely
I should
Joe
know,
Rogan.
but I'm the connoisseur. Do you know what I mean?
It
But
was just interesting because I think there was something I was in the news and I was like, I don't like this. And then I went to why do I not like it? So I actually went into depth with it. I was like, okay, this, and I understood a bit more about myself as to why I didn't like it, and then I maybe started to like it. You see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So in interactions with people, whether that be musicians, like on a deeper thing, like I remember I was a kid, like I was like the middle kid, so like I wasn't popular, I wasn't not popular, I was just in the middle. I was cool with everybody.
Just average, like.
But I started thinking to myself, like, this kid don't like me. Why does he not like me? I'm not trying to be a beg, but I was to be like, what is it about myself that I can that he can be like, alright, cool, I want to get him on board with me. And then I did, because then he was like, oh, you're actually kind of cool. Like, you kind of understand that person through them having a completely different complex to you.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it is like reverse engineering it.
Yeah,
really.
basically,
Like
yeah.
it's the same way if you don't like something, if something's not working. Like your approach to people that isn't making my man like you, that's obviously not working because he doesn't like you.
Yeah.
Not so much you need to change, but actually, that might just be the start. Then everyone might not like you because you're doing something wrong. So then you've got to, do you know what I mean? Like if you're doing,
I think
working
it
out
links
why.
into like the whole thing that we were all talking about, being open-minded, like giving people a chance, just being understanding. Because there can be things that you don't agree on, but just because you don't agree on something with someone doesn't mean you've got to have that whole like, oh, okay, we're not cool then.
Exactly.
You've got different
Exactly.
people.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
If anything, you got to embrace it, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Like,
People are different. That's the good thing about the world.
Yeah.
It'd be boring if we were all the same.
this is the thing, yeah.
I think a lot of people think like that, and again, that goes back to why the underground scene's so open. Like, I've literally not been in this for longer than a year,
Yeah.
and I'm already like, I love it, bro. Like
Bro.
going to events and stuff is a whole different vibe.
It's a whole world, isn't it? There's so much to explore, and I think like life is just a conversation away. Like you could like I could go to a show, go up to anyone in the crowd, chat to them, and I'm suddenly in a whole like new universe of like, rah, they got this show going on, they know these people, they're having a session next week, they got this going on, and I think it's like, as I said, even like to be fair, like even when I started doing music, because obviously I'm coming from South, like I remember a lot of the men from South, like when I'm starting to meet new people, and like, rah, why are you hanging with these men, and like, what are these men saying, and they look a bit weird still, like look at how they're dressing, and I'm like, bro, like we're not 15 no more. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to like open your mind.
Open-minded, yeah, man.
You gotta be open-minded, especially in the underground scene. Everyone's dressing all differently and talking differently and from different places. It's a beautiful thing. You can't be someone who's stuck in a box and coming in and like, yeah, I wanna do things my way, and everyone has to adjust to my thing if they want to get to know me. And I think if you want to be successful in anything, you have to understand people as the first rule. Because you understand people and you understand how you're perceived, then you'll go anywhere. And I think a lot of people are stuck by. They're stuck on their own perception of themselves, so they don't understand people. Therefore, they can't understand how they're perceived. So then they can't go anywhere. Because if you don't know how you're perceived, then how can you? Especially for me as an artist, like I have to generate a brand, and a brand is literally perception. So if I don't know how people perceive my brand, I won't be able to make money.
Yeah, it's like you can't move backward, but you can't move forward either. So you're just stuck. Yeah.
Exactly, and I think it all comes with being open-minded and like literally being like, right, I'm from this place. Someone else might be from somewhere else or have a different experience or taught differently to me or whatever. But at the same time, that means you've got more to learn. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Standard,
you've got
yeah.
way more to learn. If they're from somewhere else and a different environment and all this, like,
That's like a whole other world.
that's what I'm saying. That's a whole lot of new information that you can learn and help you in whatever you're doing. Do you know what I mean? Whether that just be life or your passion or what have you. So that's why I believe you need to be open. And life can change with just a conversation. You get me?
Standard, man. Is there anything else you lot want to mention? Obviously, apart from streaming. Yeah, man.
Never built in a day.
Come on.
Like, yeah.
You've never built in a day. Shout out Never Rated. Shout out Web again.
Yeah.
My brothers, Kieran.
Shout out all of them, man.
Do you get me? Shout out.
Active, never lazy. We won't built in a day. You know what it be.
Come on.
Oh, what's
Mixtape on the way as well.
Chunda. So, guys, that was the Suited For You podcast episode. We just wrapped it up with Rome and Zuko. Go stream the song. Like and subscribe. The videos are on the screen. Hope you enjoyed, man.
Gang.
Right. You know, we're 10 minutes over. So,
Is he your person here right now?
well, to be fair, do we need to do it here?
No, but I just wanted to do a quick thing, just a quick little thing. Like, you don't, if it's